Hello, YouTube. ZiggyNo back with another Sports Cards Daily. Today is September 16th. And only 2 years ago, on the 16th today, 2018, the Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes sets NFL record of 10 touchdowns in his first 2 weeks. That's just amazing. I remember that, and I remember his card taking off, and it's been going up ever since then. So just thought I'd remind everybody. It's only 2 years ago today. Okay, now on the news chatter. Um, Final four in the NBA. Can you believe the Nuggets won Game 7? Can you believe the Nuggets won Game 7? They were down 3-1 to the Jazz, 3-1 to the Clippers. So if they go down 3-1 to the Lakers, are you guys turning off the TV? No. I mean, that's amazing. God, I just love basketball. This has been a really, really fun to watch. And then if you didn't see the Celtics and the Heat game, oh my goodness. We have Final Four teams that are going to be awesome to watch, and just going to be fun for the hobby, too. Even though card prices have dipped, there's some hot rookies left playing in the game right now. We're seeing young players as well. Ben Baller interview with Gary V. Got this scoop from a friend of mine at Bobbles and Ball Cards. Talk a little bit more about that. Sports Card Live making the news. I'll share a little bit on that. Today, 10ish this morning, you should be able to catch the top 20 eBay auctions from Baseball Card Collector, Investor, Dealer. 5ish today, Mojo Breaks. The Hype is normally on live. 10 o'clock tonight, Sports Card Live. What'd you miss yesterday? Day in the life of a card store owner. Really great video. I'll share that with you. Pricing sports cards with the comeback investor, slab stocks, Sam Dunks, sports cards losing big money, Beckett live, football cards I'm buying, and that's the I'm buying is not me. That's what a fantasy football card Quest is buying. Breaker Culture 101 case breaking, and I'm talking case breaking when you buy a case and break it yourself. Sports card update, buying in the dip. Okay, so let's get into the content. A lot of good stuff going on today. Is this the right one? First of all, I want to start off with this is market movers, and I want to show you these are the rookies that are left in the bubble. And I would say rookies, I'm sorry. These are the young guns, I'd say, that are left in the bubble. Okay, and I'll go over them real quickly here. You got Jason Tatum, you got Jimmy Butler, and actually Jamal Murray is a little bit higher than Jimmy Butler. You also got Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, Kyle Kuzma is the low man on the totem pole. Michael Porter Jr. 221 for a base. Nikolai at 440. Tyler Hero at almost 300 for a base. I'll also just show you real quickly. You can see some of these pop counts too on these guys. Tyler Hero at 1100. Nikolai at 422. Kyle at 776. I think these numbers will go up. These older guys might not as much. 239 on Jamal. Brown 261. Butler 278. I mean that's some pretty low. Pop count only 36 on Bam, but I think more people are get those grades in. Anyway, also just to look at this, right? The changes are still positive for these guys. These guys are still making money on their card value. Now they're definitely off their all-time highs, right? But still, overall, these guys are still great. And look at the volumes too. There's a lot of transactions going on in these cards. So just thought I'd share that with you too. Move on here to Bobbles and Ball Card. Listened to them last night. Brandon dropped that he heard, I think the Ben Baller's interview should be coming on Thursday. So Ben Baller interview with Gary Vee. I can't wait to listen to that, but think about those two communities. Guys, there's just more and more energy going into sports cards. I mean, I know there's dips in some cards, but I don't think it's dips in the overall sports card market. I wonder if anybody could research that. I think it's just dips in sports, right? I think we've dipped in basketball, and now we're seeing football rise. And I think we're going to see soccer rise, and I think we're going to see baseball rise as we go into the playoffs. So just my thoughts. Real quickly, great article here. Upper Deck program to celebrate, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what's cool here is this came out Sports Card Live YouTube, hosted by Jeremy, is mentioning this. So I'll tag this video for you to take a read of this. But I thought this was cool. I follow Jeremy's video all the time, and the fact he's making the news there in Edmonton, I think is really, really cool as the YouTube community gets bigger and bigger. Okay, day in the life of a card owner, part one. This is actually 2 days ago, maybe? No, an hour, almost 2 days ago? No, 19 hours ago. Card Collector 2. And I've been following his channel. This is a great video. Check it out. I think he really shows you the hustle he puts into it, man. There's a lot going on. And I think what's cool about sports cards is they're very, this is going to sound wrong, but it's the entrepreneurial spirit. Like anybody can go out if you want to put the hustle and time and money and effort in. You could start a sports card business, and there's so many different businesses in it. There's PSA grading, there's breaking, there's selling cards. There's so many things, and I enjoyed this. I look forward to the next one in the series. Next video. This is from a comeback card investor talking about cards he's bought and some of the lessons learned. I think this is a really interesting one. He talks about Reggie Miller. He bought a bunch of Reggie Miller cards for like around $8, and he sold a couple of them off. But right now, the rest of them aren't moving very fast. Now, to me, I think this is a little bit of an experience in sports cards and fear of missing out. I just don't have any interest in these vintage cards, not in that quantity. Now, I actually think you should hold on to these. They're in CMOC account. They're not going to cost you much to store them. I think you'll make money on them. But it was a great insight to get his perspective on buying in bulk. He does a lot of great buying, and I'll talk about this with Card Quest in a moment. Sam Dunks does this, The Sky is Falling, and he talks about the dip, and he goes through each of these dips. What he really focuses on is the Prism base card dips. Now, look, to me, I'm not surprised at all. Like, I'd like for him to see him do this video if he did Prism silvers, because I don't think they dipped as much. And to me, Prism base, this is the first year anybody cared about Prism base, guys. I don't mean to be rude, but we didn't care about Prism base as much in 2019. We definitely didn't care much in 2018, and no one was caring at all in 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, or 12. They just weren't. No one cared. And I think it's just interesting to see this fall. I've always thought these cards were going to go. He makes some great insights on the bubble cards, who's left in the bubble and not. Great video from Personal Finance Dad. He points out cards he's losing money on, cards he bought that have basically declined in value. He hasn't sold them, so they're not a loss. But he points out some of the cards he has. He starts off with Project 2020, which I'm just blown away by how much those cards have dipped. Because again, I think those are great cards. This football quarterback guy, not as shocked by that guy dipping. Great video here from Beckett Live. Wow, so much going on today in the hobby, or yesterday in the hobby, I guess. Beckett Live presents Grad School with Frank. So first of all, Steve Grad, great guy because he's on that that Pawn Star show. So they do this grad school show every week, and they have this guy talking. They're talking about authentic autographs. I'm not going into all the details here. It's an hour long. But I learned a lot about autographs and the authentication and the fraud. And the fact that the fraud's going to continue to go on because there's no real penalty. Some of these people get busted, they get fined. They're not really facing the risk and reward favor them taking the risk, unfortunately. And I think it sucks because it hurts the hobby. And they talk about some great examples here. Just great information on authentication that you should pay attention to. Next one up, how to maximize profit. This is Fantasy Football Card Quest. He goes into, again, he shows some great examples. He's been buying off of Beckett in these card lots, right? Buying lots of cards, specifically football, sending them to Star Stock and just killing it in Star Stock. I mean, he's basically, I don't think he talks specifics, but he's making great money, and he's not doing anything magical. He's just showing you buying certain cards, putting them up on Star Stock. And I think what's great about this cuts out on the shipping issues. Like one of the comments I made is, can he have the Beckett people ship directly to Star Stock, so he doesn't have to get the cards, but ship them directly to Star Stock. And he also made a comment that I'm doing the same thing. I'm only buying football cards that Star Stock sells. That way it's easy for me to use their platform to sell the rookie cards. Oh, wow, long day here. So Bench Clear does a great, this is a really long video, hour and 45 minutes, and I have bookmarked some of it down here, and it's bookmarked as well by others. Talking to a guy does case breaking. This gentleman, short story, buys 10 to 20 to 30 cases of product, breaks them all personally, makes sets, sells down singles, sells down hits, everything. Just strips down sets. And that's how he makes a living. And he talks about in the beginning how his goal was to break even, and now how he's making a business out of it, so he's profiting off it. I think one of the secrets in the hobby, I'm going to tell you a secret. Patience. Patience. Now, timing is key. There's certain things you got to sell immediately. I'm not going to say, don't sell certain cards immediately, but other cards, and most of the time in the hobby, patience. Patience, young Jedi. Okay. Wow, this is going long. Last, is the guys over here at Roto Grinders, and they have Jeff on from Sports Card Investor. Really good conversation about buying in the dip, right? And, one thing I think someone said earlier is that these dips happen every time sports change because attention spans are like gnats. But it's also opportunities if you're long. If you're a long-time investor, this is a great time when you pick up cards. And I'll tell you right now, if there's any football cards out there you love, you get players you want to buy them in February. because they'll be cheaper to buy. Just that's the way this game is, guys. Basketball will be cheap right now, but it will be spiking by February next year. So you better bought by February. Okay, talked a lot, long video this today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead and wow, I think I went one too far. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off here. Thank you. Have a great day.